Hey, what's up, Lightbolt Joe here. Today we're going to discuss the 1998 sequel film in a different timeline, Halloween H20, 20 years later. So this is an hour and a half. This is a sequel to the second Halloween film. Laurie has survived the explosion at the hospital. Dr. Loomis and Michael were presumed dead at the time. Um, but he has been missing this whole time, right? So then 20 years go by, she's still having nightmares, she's still having all these things, and she now has a son, John, who's 17. She faked her death, relocated within regards to witness protection. She's now a headmistress at this posh private school, as she refers to it, in Northern California. So, beginning of the film, we start out with a break-in to this nurse's house in Illinois, and near Haddonfield, not directly Haddonfield, but near Haddonfield. And Joseph Gordon-Levitt plays this character, Jimmy, who's a hockey player who lives next door. He's with his friend. And the nurse comes over, asks them for help. Joe then explores the house, and then eventually Michael comes to get rid of the nurse, get rid of the kids next door, who, how dare they interfere with his plans of finding out information. And so he gets information in regards to where Laurie is. That way he can target Laurie again. Not referencing any druid stuff that we got in the last couple films. Not referencing any of that. Just that she is his brother. No, he is her brother. She is her sister. His sister. And it's his quest to get rid of her. That's it. Very simple. He didn't finish the job 20 years ago. He's back. He wants to finish the job now. So what's interesting is that Joe gets a ice skate to the face. Then we cut to the opening credits. So that was like the prologue, right? In regards to the leading up to the credits, Halloween, H20, 20 years later. And he's billed as Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Jimmy. But that's it. We don't see him ever again. So it's very rare where a character's plot ends, their story ends, in the prologue right before then the rest of the film. Because then they're billed. So, like, for instance, Dimension now had the rights at this point for the Halloween franchise. And this felt very Scream-like at certain points. Some parts of this was boring, but a lot of other parts were like Scream, if you will. And then at one point, because Dimension owned Scream at that point, they had Scream 2 playing on a TV screen at one point. And I was like, haha, I see what you did there. So having then Michael get to the college, get to the high school, having then, Michael face off Laurie, her son John, his girlfriends, their two friends, security guard, and another teacher. But that's it. It's not like mass casualties like previous films. It's just very small body count like we saw in the first two films, if you will. It wasn't as amped up as the last kind of films. So it was a taking back to the roots, if you will. What would happen if Laurie did actually fake her death, change her name, teach at a school, and have a son named John instead of a daughter named Jamie? Different timeline, different multiverse. So it's very interesting. LL Cool J plays a security guard in this. Michelle Williams, like I said, is one of the friends. So it's subdued compared to what we had. And when you're doing a marathon, you're like, okay, boom, boom, boom. You're expecting a ramp up, but there isn't a ramp up. It's okay. It's not great. It's not terrible. It's okay. It's a good alternate universe sequel. I don't know what else to say. I don't know many more fun facts. I expect a little more thrill. Wasn't that all that thrilling? The ending was surprising because Laurie and Michael have another showdown. She takes his presumed dead body from the coroner's van, the ambulance, and he obviously comes back to life, and then they have a fight, and he flies out the window. She pins him on a tree or a guardrail or whatever, and she takes an axe and decapitates. So then the question is then, how does he come back in the next film? But can't kill Michael. But is it a matter of you can't kill Druid Curse of Thorn Michael, or is it a general, any multiverse, you can't kill Michael Myers? We're going to watch the next review. We're going to find out. Halloween H20, 20 years later, on to the next review. Wish you mahalo.